update, and happy Tuesday. The Wall Street Journal reports that President Trump is discussing a tourism tax credit for families or individuals who take a vacation somewhere in the US in 2020. This tourism tax benefit could also come in the form of a tax credit. This is coming from senior administration officials. Basically, go on a vacation and you'll pay less in taxes. A tax deduction lowers the amount of your income that's going to be subject to tax. A tax credit cuts down your taxes directly. Therefore, a tax credit is much better than a tax deduction. We don't know if these discussions covered businesses. We don't know if there's going to be income limitations or income restrictions. However, if you were a savvy investor, you would know which stocks to buy if something like this were to pass. This tourism tax deduction or tourism tax credit may sound outrageous to people who cannot afford to go on vacation. I understand that. However, President Trump's point of view is that this will help the tourism sector, which was hit very hard, as we know, which would also in turn help staff and employ people in the tourism industry. That's his thought process. Let me know your thoughts on these discussions about the tourism tax deduction or the tourism tax credits. The Trump administration is also reviewing the possibility of helping people on unemployment. The additional $600 federal boost to unemployment benefits, that's going to expire July 31st. The Republicans, especially in the Senate, think that $600 a week is way too much and discourages people from going back to work, which is hurting our economy and will hurt our reopening. Republican or Democrat or independent, I think people are now seeing the problem when the $600 a week just abruptly stops for tens of millions of Americans. Therefore, the Trump administration is reviewing the possibility of extending the federal boost, but reducing it from $600 a week to $250 to $300 a week for the remainder of 2020. Again, these are just discussions. I already know that Senate Majority Republican leader Mitch McConnell is going to throw a fit about extended unemployment benefits. And I said this before. I said that if you pull the plug on $600 a week from federal unemployment benefits abruptly on tens of millions of Americans, that will probably cause chaos. Let me know what you think about the extension of unemployment benefits, but gradually phasing it out. If this were to pass, then the starting point, we're starting at $600 a week, a federal boost of $600 a week for unemployment benefits. That's on top of the state benefits. But the state benefits, they're very little. I mean, it's close to nothing. Then it would, after the federal boost runs out, July 31st, then they're discussing of having it an extension, but it goes down to $250 to $300 a week federal boost plus the state benefits. And after that expires, it's just going to drop down to your state unemployment benefits, which is very little. So this is kind of like a weaning process rather than just it abruptly stopping cold turkey. If you noticed, President Trump's payroll tax reduction is not gaining momentum. The payroll tax reduction would reduce how much you pay in Social Security and Medicare taxes, how much your employer takes out of your paycheck. This would boost your paycheck by 7.65%. The reason why this is not gaining momentum is because, for a variety of reasons. I'll name a few. This doesn't help the people that are not working. This also does not help the people that are working, but rely on tips. And this would also cost the government a lot of money. The 7.65% of less taxes for Social Security and Medicare taxes, that would cost, it's projected, $100 billion a month. That's how expensive a program like that, a payroll tax reduction, would cost the government. To put that into perspective, $100 billion a month in lost revenue to the government. To put that into perspective, the stimulus checks in the CARES Act, that program cost $300 billion. So if they were going to do a payroll tax elimination for 6 months, then that would cost $600 billion. With that money, they could rather give us 2 more stimulus checks. Talking about a second stimulus check, if ever, the Senate is doing a whole bunch of nothing today. I checked the Senate's floor proceedings for today, their agenda. They're busy nominating people for governmental roles. The next stimulus package is important to the senators, but just not right now. I want to say congratulations to Victor G. Mercado of California for the Senate's consideration of your nomination to be Assistant Secretary of Defense. You and your Senate nomination have way more priority than the next stimulus package for the American people and the entire country. That must be very flattering. Other countries are wasting no time. The EU is moving forward with their $826 billion pan-European stimulus package. Additionally, Germany is looking to add another $112 billion stimulus package to aid families. As we enter June, we're getting economic reports from purchasing managers from Asia, Europe, and the US to assess the health of our economies, manufacturing, and exports. To save you time and to summarize, it's all negative. The bright side is, at least, it's not just us suffering. So the glass is half full. Thank you for joining me this Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please subscribe so you can stay updated, and please check out our other videos about how to save money on your taxes, as well as our videos of investing for beginners in the stock market. And please comment below